Good morning. I've been awake for like 2 hours just doing stuff. And just getting interrupted by my kid popping his head out of the room just like, Mom, I need this. And I'm saying like, oh, all right. And I have to stop everything I'm doing and go. Kid stuff. So, August 16th. I am not now that which I have been, Lord Byron. Sometimes all of our efforts to move ahead seem like fruitless busy work. We try so hard and seem to change so little. In the last flickers of consciousness, before sleep, we may hear our inner voices of doubt and despair asking, is change possible? Do people really change, or do they just make little changes? Is it really possible to heal a self-image that's riddled with bullet holes? When we feel that way, it might help to think about Mike. Sober 8 years, Mike was sharing from his heart at a Friday night AA meeting. No. I lived on the street for 12 years, he said. I lived on the street for 12 years, he said. When I first came into AA, I had to hold onto my chair with both hands. I was shaking so badly. But my sponsor told me that every day I stayed sober would be Christmas, so I kept coming back. The day I began my sober life was December 23rd. Many in the room knew of Mike's journey up from the alleys and dumpsters and flop houses. Some remembered him when he came in, more dead than alive spiritually and physically. But tonight they saw him brimming over with wisdom, warmth, and most of all, gratitude. To remind myself of where I was, I've kept my little plastic Christmas tree up for all of these 8 years. I plug in the lights every morning to remind me of what can be done one day at a time. I am not now what I was. I am not now what I was. When I was younger, I lived in a very isolated situation. You ran off and were fine for a second. Why are you upset now? Go play. Okay. So when I was younger, I lived in a very isolated situation. I personally lived in a very isolated situation. And it's part of where my escapist fantasies stem from. And as a way of escaping, I, in my early teen years, started exploring alternative spirituality because it was one of the few things that my mother essentially could not stop me from. There was no way to... She could only put up so many parental controls on the internet and TV. She couldn't control what I downloaded at the library, and she wouldn't tell me what she wouldn't tell me to go to the library, of course. So what ended up happening was I came across some information about manifestation. This was, so if I was 14, this was in like 2013, 2014. So a couple, and the stuff that when the internet came out and got big, and instant messenger and all of those, in the after 2000s. No, it was not. It was 2000, not 2014. It was 2000, 2003. This is not going the way it usually goes. Anyway, it was around 2003 or 4, actually, that this started. So I was like, wait, why does that number seem wrong? I'm so much older than I think I am. Jesus, okay. So I started exploring alternative spirituality as a way of escaping from where I was. I was really into astral projection, out-of-body experiences, anything that could get me out of the house in a way that couldn't be stopped. And one of the things that I came upon was the concept of manifestation and the idea of making choices from a place not of where you were, but from where you wanted to be. So projecting into the future, looking at the kind of person that you wanted to be, and thinking to yourself, what would that person do to solve problems? And I created in my mind the image of my ideal version of myself, And that was half a lifetime ago. And I'm already most of the way there now. The person that I was and the person that I am and the person that I was in between then and now, at very specific points, probably would not have all gotten along with each other. However, the person who I was when I made the image of my ideal self, the person I wanted to be, if I could go back in time and be with her and say, here we are, baby, she would be very happy. I am not now what I was. I am not now what I was. There is just so much that I can, yeah, every day is different. I'm not who I was in January. Vastly different than who I was on my very last birthday. Completely different. I am not now what I was. I am not now what I will be. I have no regrets. I really deeply love the path that I'm on right now. And the person that I am. And the person that I was. And you look back and sometimes, I look back and sometimes I see the choices and decisions I've made in the past and I go, yikes, Caroline, well that was a choice. And then, sometimes, I have to hold space for the person that I used to be. Because I was doing the best that I could with whatever I was given. But now, for the most part, I am comfortable being new to myself every day. And I am comfortable with the idea that I might not recognize the person that I am in the future any more than the person I was in the past would recognize me now. I am not now what I was. I'm gonna go entertain this baby and see what he wants. I don't know how long this video's been, but I bet it's the longest possible video just because of interruptions. But I did not get a message that